Well, good morning. Thank you for joining me. And I got to admit, I do feel a little silly recording this video here indoors. I had every intention to record this outside. It would make more sense since this is about outdoors and, homestead. Um, but I went outside and there's some dogs barking. There's a bunch of birds. Man, there's really a lot of birds chirping today. I've got some very large trees on the back of my house, really close to my house. And you almost can't hear yourself talk. They're so loud right now, which I'm not complaining. I love hearing that, but it's not good for recording videos. I don't have a microphone. I just recently ordered one, so I can't hear myself talk on the video when I record, so I had to come inside. So I just wanted to get into this a little bit in this discussion about different types of homesteads. I've watched a lot of content on YouTube and other platforms. People are very opinionated about this topic. If you don't have a certain type of property, if you don't have a certain amount of acres, if you don't have a certain amount of animals, if you don't have this, that, and the other thing, well, you're not doing it right. Everybody's very opinionated on about how you got to do it this way. It's their way or the highway. Well, I just want to say that you do it your way. I mean, it is you definitely want to take some advice and tips from others that have done it longer than you, because I'm always willing to learn, so I'm always willing to listen to people. But some of the negative comments you'll see in videos, it's unnecessary. It really is. You know, certain, like if you have, let's just say for example a chicken coop. Does it really matter if you build your own or you buy one? I mean, not really. I mean, it's good if you can build your own because you are going to probably save some money and you'll build it the way you want. Maybe you'll learn something. But if you have the extra money to buy one, you can buy one. There's nothing wrong with that either. Everyone's situation is different. So don't be so held up on um, exactly how you do things. You want to do things in the way that you can afford them and in the way that you're able to. Everyone's different. You just have to start from where you are. You know, if your goal is to have a nice 20-acre farm or 20-acre homestead and you want to have multiple outbuildings and multiple animals, you want to grow all your own food, have all your own animals, that's wonderful. But it's going to take time to get there. You're going to have to start where you are. So if you're in a neighborhood, you may have to just, have a small garden. Maybe if you're able to, get a few chickens. Do as much as you can to learn about that lifestyle. And as you're able to, then sell your house and buy some land, or buy some land and then later build a house, or buy some land and um, buy a camper and live on it for a while. I mean, it just depends on the degree of um, how much into this lifestyle you want to go. I kind of look at it as, you could almost look at it as a spectrum or whatever you want to call it. Some people go completely off grid. I mean, they have a raw piece of land they'll purchase and they'll get a camper, they'll live in it, and they're completely starting from scratch, and that's wonderful. It really is. And if you're young, you got a lot of energy, you got a lot of free time, and you're able to do that kind of thing, then that's wonderful. But if you're in your late 30s, your early 40s, and you're married with a few kids, that's probably not reasonable. It's going to be extremely difficult on your family, on your marriage. That's probably not going to work. You probably need to buy an old farmhouse that's already got some land and maybe already has some of the amenities you're looking for. Personally, I'm not wanting to go completely off grid. I have no intention of doing that. I want to get, back to nature and live more of a rural lifestyle and live in more of a rural setting. But I have no intention of going backwards in time. I don't really want to be, without electricity and without some of the creature comforts I currently have. And some of you might say, "Oh, well, you're soft." Well, I don't know. Maybe I am. It's I work outside the home. I'm not a full-time farmer or a homesteader, and I don't know that I ever will be. So I have a job outside of this, and when you work 10 or 12 hours, it's nice to come home to the air condition. It's nice to come home to be able to have working electricity and appliances and running water. I don't know that I want to go completely off grid. but I would like to have maybe some solar panels so I don't use as much electricity. I don't maybe get some well water so I'm not connected to the city water. I mean, there's different things that you can do, different levels. Um, but I just want to say, no matter what you do, um, whatever level or degree, and it's probably going to be varying degrees of homesteading, someone's going to have something bad to say about it. So I've had already different variations of it. So right now we pretty much have nothing. Just to give a brief background, um, I grew up in Ohio, and my wife and I, we did have a little, I guess, a mini homestead, you'd want to call it. We had a little over half an acre, and we did have some chickens, and very small, but it kind of got us the bug. You know, we love that rural type of lifestyle, and we had neighbors that had a lot of land, and then we at one time rented a house where we only had, I think, 3 acres, but we were surrounded by corn. The house we were renting belonged to a nearby farmer, and he bought the house just for the land. So we were surrounded by hundreds of acres of farmland, and we absolutely loved that. The privacy, just the nature that was around us. We just loved it, but we didn't like cold weather, and so we took a big chance about 3 or 4 years ago, and we moved to Florida, and it was not what we expected. It was not what we had hoped. We were renting a house with a couple of acres on it, and the prices of everything were so high. The jobs didn't pay that well. We did enjoy our time while we were there. We had chickens there. We had one time had a couple of pigs, and we had a rural lifestyle there as well. But we were not going to be able to attain the goals we were wanting to attain there. Just the price of everything, and the cost of land, the cost of housing, the jobs. So we decided to move back north. But instead of going to back to Ohio, we decided to move to Kentucky. We are currently in northern Kentucky, and our goal is to eventually, we're renting a house here in Kentucky. Our goal is to eventually move a little, maybe southeast. I love eastern Kentucky. It's beautiful. Really, the whole state is, but we're going to buy some land and kind of get back into that lifestyle. So we're in kind of an in-between phase right now. We're just renting a home right now, just saving some money, and we're in a good school district for our kids. But we still have that goal of having land and having animals and having a homestead, and so my point is we've had different variations of it. We've had 3 acres, we've had a half an acre, been 2 acres, now nothing, and then hopefully within the next 3 to 5 years we're gonna have a lot. Land is pretty affordable in this area of the country, so our goal is to have somewhere between 20 and 50 acres. But we want to buy something that already has a farmhouse and maybe a couple of barns on it. I don't think I want to mess with building, and I don't know. I've never built anything like that. You mess with getting permits and then worry about connecting electric and water. I just feel like that is a lot of extra work. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see. Like I said, we're still a few years out from that happening. But my point of this video really is, don't let anybody discourage you. It's your money and it's your life. If you want to live that lifestyle, that's perfectly fine, but there's going to be different variations. Don't let somebody say that you're not homesteading if you only have a couple of acres. Somebody might say, oh no, you got to have 10 acres if you're really doing it right. You got to have a certain number of animals if you're really doing it right. No matter what you do, I mean, somebody's going to have something bad to say. I've experienced that with different areas of my career and different areas of life. Somebody's always going to have something bad to say. So just understand there are different variations of homesteading, and it's going to change for you. You know, if I get a big, large farm within the matter of a few years, which large to me is 10 to 20 acres. To some other people, it might be hundreds of thousands of acres if you're a large-scale commercial farmer. I don't have any plans of doing anything like that. But large to me might be small to you. Small to me might be large to you. Everyone is different, is my point. Do what you're wanting to do, and don't let people discourage you from that. Um, I wish you all well, and if you're interested in this type of content, maybe consider giving it a like and subscribe. And I'm going to kind of share my a little bit of experience that I have, and kind of share my journey along with you, and maybe encourage you along the way. At least I'll try to anyway. Maybe we can encourage each other, because I got a long way to go before I reach my goals. So thank you for watching, and don't let anybody discourage you from what you're trying to go after. If you want a simpler life, go for it.